So first of all, what we need to do, we have to, like other questions, for every 10 marks question, you need to first introduce it properly. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope all of you must be fine and your preparation for O-level Islamiyat must be going smoothly. Today I am with you to guide you and discuss with you some important things and the topics related to articles of faith and pillars of Islam. As you are well aware of the fact that question number 4 and 5 of T2, they are set from either articles of faith or pillars of Islam. So before we start discussing it formally, I would request you to subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed it yet, so that you should be able to receive all upcoming videos on time. Okay, so let's move ahead. First of all, I would like to introduce the syllabus for question number 4 and 5. So remember, question number 4 generally is set from articles of faith, which include Tawheed, prophethood, revealed books, angels, life after death, and Taqdeer or predestination, God's predestination and decree. So these are the topics from where your question number 4 may be set. And then we have one more comprehensive chapter, that is pillars of Islam, which include Shahada, then Salat, then Zakat, then fasting, then Hajj. These are 5 important topics, and according to most of these scholars, Jihad is also one of the pillars of Islam, and they rate it as 6th pillar of Islam. So although generally it is believed that there are 5 pillars of Islam, but Jihad, no doubt, it is also one of the most important and significant chapter and topic of our religion. Not only our religion, but also it's important part of your O-level Islamiyat syllabus, and it is part of paper 2. So what you have to remember, 2 things you need to understand. 1 or 2 questions may be set from articles of faith. It means question number 4 and 5, both of them may be set from articles of faith. Similarly, there are chances that question number 4 and 5, both of them, they may be set from 5 pillars of Islam. And there are chances that 1 question may be set from articles of faith and 1 question from pillars of Islam, and this is what most of the time happens. Okay, so it means you need to prepare both the chapters, articles of faith as well as pillars of Islam, to secure your maximum grade. Okay, so now let's move ahead, and we have now some important questions, and I'm going to discuss these questions with you, so that you should be able to understand how questions generally are set from these 2 important chapters, and which things we need to consider while attempting them. So the question is from summer 15, and it is about fasting. Write about the practice of fasting in Ramadan and the moral benefits that a Muslim gains from fasting in this month. So let's see how can we attempt this question. So first of all, what we need to do, we have to, like other questions, for every 10 marks question, you need to first introduce it properly. And in introduction, you will briefly highlight the importance of fasting, and you are supposed to write the quotation, write the translation of the ayah, which guide us about the obligation of fasting. Secondly, you are supposed to mention briefly the list of those people who are exempted from the obligation of fasting, like travelers and sick people. Okay. And then when you will move ahead, then you, in your main answer, you need to include in your first paragraph important detail about Sahri, in which you may include the translation of Dua Sahri, and then its timing and its importance, why it is important for us, and how you are supposed to write it is sunnah of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it is also sunnah to take Sahri late. Okay, and it is undesirable to take Sahri before midnight, then it will not be considered a proper Sahri. Okay, so something like this. This is how you should write a paragraph about Sahri, because you are going to write how the Muslims they practice fasting in the month of Ramadan. So first of all, you need to write how they begin, how they start their fasting. Then there should be a detailed paragraph about Muslims' activities during the whole day while they are fasting. For example, how they try their utmost to keep themselves away from all types of unlawful activities. Normally, they also definitely avoid, they try to keep themselves away from unlawful activities, but while fasting, they try their utmost. Okay, why? Because they understand the value and importance of fasting, because God demands them, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Allah Almighty has made fasting obligatory upon the believers, because God says, so that you may learn self-restraint or righteousness. So if we still, while fasting, if we still involve in various types of unlawful activities, it means we have lost the spirit, true spirit of fasting. So fasting does not mean to abstain yourself from just eating or drinking. Okay, it also include in the definition of fasting, in the vast definition of fasting, that we need to avoid all types of major and minor sins while fasting. So this is what you need to write, and additionally you should write that they focus more on their regular prayer, and they try to recite Holy Quran. Not only this, but they also try to read some religious books, the translation of Holy Quran, the tafsir of Holy Quran, some hadith of Holy Prophet, and then they try to show more concern to understand their religion and how to implement it. Okay, because they understand that this is a month of blessing. So they, and the shaitan are also, they understand they are chained by Allah Almighty, so they try to get maximum benefit from it. Okay, so this is how you can develop your answer. And then you can write one paragraph about how the Muslims they show care for the needy, hungry and destitute people while fasting, and because their psalm, their fasting makes them feel the hunger and thirst of the poor. And the second thing is that they realize that it's a rewarding month in which Allah Almighty has promised them that if they do one virtue, so their one virtue may be multiplied up to 70 times. Okay, so that's why they try their utmost to do maximum number of virtues, righteous acts, and no doubt this is also righteous act to feed the needy and to help them. So maximum number of people they try to donate generously in this month of Ramadan al Mubarak. Okay, so this is also, you should write one paragraph about it. And then in the end you should write about iftari, in which you should include the details about the preparations of iftari, how they care for the people, how the iftari is shared by them, and then we need to recite, you need to mention the translation of the dua iftari, and how you should mention iftari brings the whole family closer to each other. Everybody, the whole family member, whether they are fasting or not, children, old people, all of them, they sit together and they then start iftari. So iftari, it shows Muslim unity, brotherhood, and Muslims, they give them opportunity to thank Allah Almighty on these countless blessings. Okay? So this is how you can write the answer of part 1, because this question basically, it has been divided into 2 parts. In first part it has been asked, write about the practice of fasting in the month of Ramzan, and then the moral benefits that a Muslim gains. Now let's start moral benefits. So what you need to write in moral benefits? In the second part of the answer you can write, for example, the Muslims, they became aware of the needs of the destitute of the society and prepared to help and support them. This point may be developed. Then Muslim considered this month the month of blessing, thus spend much in this month in the way of Allah and for the welfare of the people and underprivileged of the society. Charity, more charity is given in this month of Ramzan al-Mubarak. This point it may be developed. Okay. And then in the end you can conclude by writing a small conclusion that in short, fasting is a very important month in which Muslims, they spend more time in ibadah, and as well as they try to spend much for the welfare of the needy and the society. ठीक, तो इस तरह से आपने पूरा आंसर अपना इसका डेवलप करना है, 10 मार्क्स का कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव आंसर, और कोटेशन भी आपको एक कुरान की आयत और जो 1-2 अहादीस हैं फास्टिंग से रिलेटेड वो भी आपको कोड करनी चाहिए, और ट्रांसलेशन भी आपको दुआ इफ्तारी और सहरी की कोड करनी चाहिए. तो इस तरह से यू विल बी इन अ पोजीशन टू डेवलप अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव एंड परफेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन. ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव टू इट्स पार्ट बी. पार्ट बी में हमारे पास क्वेश्चन है फ्रॉम समर 15. How do you think observing the pillar of giving alms or zakat benefits the giver? Generally, it is believed that by zakat we help the needy and the poor, who are basically the receivers. So everybody knows that the receiver gets benefits, okay, in terms of receiving some cash or some other things. But now the question is what are the benefits of for the givers? So this is important for you to understand the question. Okay? So sometimes without understanding the question, students, they start writing whatever they know. Okay? So it should not happen. And here the question is to write about the benefits which the giver receive. So let's see how can we write the answer of this question. So initially, first of all, you need to write brief introduction, 2 to 3 line. Okay, if you are writing the answer of 10 marks question, so you need to write little bit comprehensive introduction of almost 6 to 10 lines. But here in part B question, for 4 marks question, 2 to 3 lines or maximum 4 line introduction is enough. After introduction, then you should develop some points like zakat purifies rest of the wealth of the giver. ठीक, तो हम जानते हैं कि ज़कात बेसिकली क्या करती है कि जो डाउटफुल कुछ इनकम होती है, नॉट अनलॉफुल, दिस मस्ट बी इन आवर माइंड, जो डाउटफुल इनकम होती है तो वो ज़कात उसको प्योरीफाई कर देती है. डाउटफुल से क्या मुराद है? फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल एक शख्स ऐसा है कि जो अपनी जॉब करता है, लेकिन जॉब में इंटेंशनली या अनइंटेंशनली वो अपनी 100% परफॉर्मेंस नहीं दे पाता. लेट से उसकी ड्यूटी टाइमिंग जो है ना 8 बजे से 5 बजे तक है, और मंथ में वो 2 या 3 दिन विदाउट जेन्युइन एक्सक्यूज़ वो 9 बजे पहुंचता है, या वो 4 बजे घर चला जाता है, या उसको जो टास्क दिए गए हैं वो उसको ऑनेस्टली परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहा, तो अब वो सैलरी पूरी ले रहा है, लेकिन दरमियान में कुछ टाइम में उसने ऑनेस्टली अपनी जॉब परफॉर्म नहीं की, तो उसकी वजह से उसकी सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा, मे बी 5%, 10%, 6%, वो अब लॉफुल नहीं रहेगा उसके लिए, मुकम्मल तौर पर लॉफुल नहीं रहेगा, वो अब उसके लिए सस्पिशियस या डाउटफुल हो जाएगा। ठीक, तो ऐसी जो सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा जो डाउटफुल हो जाए कि अर्निंग, सोर्स ऑफ अर्निंग लॉफुल है, लेकिन किसी भी वजह से हम जो है ना उस ड्यूटी को सही से परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाए हैं जो कि हमें करनी चाहिए थी, या अगर कोई बिजनेसमैन है और वो ऑनेस्टली अपनी जॉब कर रहा है लेकिन कोई उसने गलत चीज़ किसी को गलती से दे दी, या बहुत ज़्यादा उसने कीमत किसी की लगा दी, ठीक, किसी को गलत चीज़ उसने सही कहकर बेच दी और बाद में उसको एहसास हुआ, तो ऐसी अगर अनइंटेंशनल कुछ चीज़ें हैं और उसका रेशो बहुत कम है, तो फिर ऐसी सूरत में ज़कात, अल्लाह ताला ने ये हमें सहूलत दी है कि ज़कात अगर हम रेगुलर देते रहें तो फिर वो हमारी इनकम भी लॉफुल कंसीडर हो जाएगी। जो थोड़ा बहुत हिस्सा जो कि अनलॉफुल या डाउटफुल हो गया था और उसकी वजह से, उस नेग्लिजेंस की वजह से हमें गुनाह नहीं मिलेगा और वो हमारी इनकम जो है ना लॉफुल कंसीडर नहीं होगी। सो दिस इज़ बेनिफिट फॉर अस, क्योंकि हम सब से ही ऐसा हो जाता है कि कहीं ना कहीं नेग्लिजेंस ड्यूटी में या बिज़नेस में हो जाती है, तो अल्लाह ताला ने ये एक हमारे लिए सहूलत रखी है। सो दिस इज़ बेनिफिट फॉर द गिवर, सो यू नीड टू डेवलप दिस पॉइंट प्रॉपरली इन द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। Secondly, by zakat he manages to establish good relationship with the poor and destitute of the society. ठीक, सो जो ब्रिज है जो गैप है, उस गैप को हम मिनिमाइज़ कर सकते हैं। अदरवाइज़ फिर ये होता है कि पुअर और जो रिच होते हैं उनके दरमियान गैप बढ़ता चला जाता है और फिर वो गरीब कई दफ़ा नुकसान भी अमीरों को पहुंचाने की कोशिश करते हैं, कई दफ़ा उनके घर में वो चोरी या डकैती की तरफ भी राग़िब हो जाते हैं या उनकी चीज़ों को नुकसान पहुँचा देते हैं। So it is important that the relationship between poor and the rich, it should be good. It is important for the peace of the society. ठीक, तो ये जब मुस्तकिल ज़कात मिलती रहती है गरीबों को, तो एक तो ये है कि वो ख़ुद भी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता इस्टेब्लिश होना शुरू हो जाते हैं, दूसरा रिलेशनशिप भी दोनों के दरमियान में अच्छी हो जाती है, अच्छी बिल्डअप हो जाती है, और इससे क्या होता है कि सोसाइटी में तमाम जितने भी ग्रुप्स हैं वो पीसफुली रहते हैं और कोई टेंशन की फ़ज़ा नहीं होती, कोई एटमॉस्फेयर में परेशानी या डिप्रेशन वाली कोई चीज़ नहीं होती। ठीक, सो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट। तो गिवर के लिहाज से भी ये इम्पॉर्टेंट है, दोनों के लिहाज से, लेकिन आप गिवर के लिहाज से लिखेंगे कि जब रिलेशनशिप अच्छी होती है तो रिच पीपल दे हैव नॉट नाउ नो फियर, ठीक है ना, दे कैन लिव देयर लाइफ पीसफुली विदाउट एनी प्रॉब्लम। अदरवाइज़ अगर पीस नहीं है तो जितना भी पैसा आपके पास हो तो हर वक्त अगर टेंशन परेशानी में आप रहें कि पता नहीं कुछ मसला ना हो जाए, गरीब लोग अटैक ना कर दें, कोई एहतजाज ना कर दें मेरे ख़िलाफ़, तो फिर ज़ाहिर है कि आप मुस्तकिल टेंशन में रहेंगे। तो दिस इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट फॉर द गिवर। Then you may write, by paying zakat on time he pleases his Lord and saves himself from the torment of hellfire. This is also important. ठीक, ये गिवर का ही फ़ायदा है ना कि अगर हम ज़कात टाइम पे देते रहेंगे तो अल्लाह को राज़ी करने में कामयाब होंगे और क़यामत के दिन ज़ाहिर है कि हमें इसका रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा। ठीक है, तो अगर अब नहीं देंगे सो वी विल हैव टू फेस सीवियर अकाउंटेबिलिटी ऑन द डे ऑफ जजमेंट। So if we want to keep ourselves away and if we want to save ourselves, so we need to be punctual in the payment of zakat. In the end, you can write that zakat purifies the heart of the giver from love of wealth and greed. This is also yet another important point कि लालच की वजह से इंसान बाल औक़ात इवन अपने ईमान, अपना सब कुछ ज़ाया कर देता है। तो ज़कात जो है वो आपके दिल में जो दौलत की मोहब्बत है वो पैदा नहीं होने देती। And when you keep on distributing your wealth only for the sake of Allah Almighty, so this is how you can save yourself or your heart from the greed of your wealth. Then you don't consider wealth everything. You realize that this is a kind of amana from Allah Almighty and I have to spend it accordingly or as per the guidelines and instructions of Allah Almighty. Okay? So this is how you can develop this point. So you need to develop few or all of these points to write perfect answer. ठीक, 3 पॉइंट्स को अच्छे तरीके से अगर आप डेवलप कर लें तो आपका आंसर बिल्कुल परफेक्ट हो जाएगा एंड यू कैन ईजीली सिक्योर फुल मार्क्स. So I hope I have managed to convey what I wanted to convey to you, and you must have understood how you are required to attempt questions like this and about fasting. So in upcoming video, in next video, inshallah, we are going to discuss some other important questions related to articles of faith and pillars of Islam. तो डोंट गो अवे एनीवेयर, ओके, एंड अपना ख्याल रखिएगा. बहुत शुक्रिया. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.